Welcome to my channel. Did you really think Apple would keep the iPhone SE cheap forever? Well, think again. Because what I'm holding right now, it's the iPhone 16e, the so-called budget iPhone that costs, wait for it, $600. Yep, you heard that right. But here's the real question. Does it live up to that price? Or is Apple just playing mind tricks again? Stay with me, because you need to know the truth before you spend a single dollar on this. It looks familiar. And by familiar, I mean it's basically an iPhone 14's body with a single camera slapped on the back. But there's a twist. Apple finally ditched that ancient iPhone 8 design. So yes, we have flat edges, USB-C, about time, and an aluminum build. It's modern. It's clean. It's also kind of boring. Only two colors, matte black and matte white. No product red, no fun colors. Just these. And look, while I get that Apple is trying to keep costs down, it's almost like they're daring you to buy a case just to make it look interesting. But let's talk about that camera bump for a second. It's surprisingly small, and honestly, that's refreshing. The display. It's a 6.1-inch OLED panel, which means colors pop, blacks are deep, and it just looks good. But here's the catch. It's still 60 Hz. 60. In 2025. Come on, Apple. I know, some people don't care about high refresh rates, but once you've used 120 Hz, going back feels like stepping into a time machine. And speaking of time machines, brightness? It's decent but not flagship level. Under direct sunlight, it struggles. Not terrible, just not great. Let's talk power. This thing packs Apple's brand new A18 chip, kind. See, it's technically a binned version. One less GPU core than the iPhone 16. Classic Apple move. But honestly, for 99% of people, it won't matter. This phone is still fast, snappy, and will run anything you throw at it. But here's where it gets interesting. This is the first iPhone with Apple's own modem. Yep, no more Qualcomm. Does it make a huge difference? Not really, but it could mean better battery life down the line. Now this was unexpected. Battery life. It's good. Thanks to that new modem and a larger battery, it lasts all day, sometimes even longer. That's a massive upgrade over the last SE models. But before you get too excited, wireless charging is here, but it's painfully slow. And MagSafe. Gone. Just old school, first-gen Qi wireless charging. Which, let's be real, is basically useless if you're even slightly off-center on a charging pad. Apple really doesn't want you to have MagSafe unless you pay for a more expensive model. Classic. Here's where things get a little tricky. Apple slaps a 48-megapixel camera on this phone, just like the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro. But hold on, it's not the same sensor. Nope. It's smaller, with weaker stabilization. And that makes a difference. In good lighting, photos look solid, sharp, colorful, very iPhone Y. But as soon as the lights go down, you start noticing the weaknesses. Less natural depth, softer details, and night mode kicking in way more often. Plus, no ultra-wide camera, no telephoto, no macro mode. It's just one camera. Period. If you're someone who really cares about photography, this might not be enough. Who should actually buy this thing? That's the real question. If you're upgrading from an iPhone 11, iPhone 12 mini, or an old SE, sure, it's a big jump. Newer design, better battery, Apple Intelligence, all that good stuff. But here's the problem. A refurbished iPhone 15 Pro costs the same or less. And that phone blows this out of the water. Better screen, better cameras, more premium build, faster charging, the works. And that's where Apple's price ladder sneaks up on you. They lure you in with a $599 iPhone, but just a little more gets you a way better device. Should you buy the iPhone 16e? If you're rocking an old iPhone and just want a modern device without splurging on a flagship, then sure, it's a solid phone. But if you care about getting the best value for your money, look at the iPhone 15 Pro. Or even a regular iPhone 16. Apple made this phone just good enough, but not quite great. So, what do you think? Is Apple pulling a fast one, or is this actually a good buy? Let me know in the comments, and if you made it this far, hit that like button, because trust me, it helps.